my law partner, Tracy Brandmeier, and also my colleagues from the Kreinler & Kreinler firm from New York, Mr. Brian Alexander, and we represent Rachel Crafton and her family. Rachel is up on the stage with us here, as is her brother-in-law, Daley Crafton, the brother of the decedent. We are here to tell you that this morning a lawsuit was filed on behalf of the estate of Casey Crafton, survived by his wife and 3 children. Casey perished in the crash of American Eagle plane 5342 here in Washington on January 29, 2025. That crash is still being investigated, of course, by the authorities, and because of the litigation that will now unfold and be pursued, the families will seek the answers to the very questions that they have. They will be seeking the accountability that they are owed, and they will ultimately be seeking the legacy that they are owed, as are their loved ones, to make sure that a disaster like this never occurs again, either here in Washington or anywhere in America. The crash of American Eagle 5342 was predictable, it was preventable, and caused the needless loss of 67 lives on that fateful evening. In the lawsuit today, the first named defendant is American Airlines, operating as a regional carrier with PSA, along with the United States of America. The complaint, which is on file and is now publicly available, is 110 pages long. It has been painstakingly crafted by a group of lawyers from all of the families. The normal practice in a case like this is that the court will encourage all of the counsel for the various families to get together and get organized and act as one, because this is a consolidated event. Why and how everything occurred is common to everyone on that plane, but each and every family's damages are different. So in this first lawsuit filed in the federal district court for here in Washington in the District of Columbia will serve as a guiding complaint for the rest of the families to follow. Because we uniquely are in a position of suing the federal government, and there are rules regarding the right to sue the federal government, we had to file, all the families have to file what's called a Form 95. It's a document that asserts that a claim is being made against the government, and the government has 6 months in which to accept or deny the claim, and they always deny it, and they usually wait until the 5th month and 29th day. But because of Rachel Crafton having been the first to file that claim, I filed that claim right after she was retained me as counsel. We are in a position of getting that complaint on file, and it includes the claim against American, and we are joined by our co-counsel in this representation, the Kreinler & Kreinler firm and Spicer Krause out of New York, because all of the families want to seek those answers, and they want to do so as expeditiously as possible, but the others cannot yet file suits. When they do, they'll file them in the federal court, presumably, and the court will consolidate these cases together for the litigation discovery that will unfold. We sued American Airlines and PSA because they are the common carrier that was entrusted with the responsibility to provide the care and safety at the highest degree possible for the traveling public. A common carrier has a duty. It's not just a duty to avoid negligence. Operators of a motor vehicle can't run through a red light. Operators of a commercial aircraft cannot run through yellow lights. And they ran blatantly for years, many red lights here, by allowing these planes to operate in the navigable space at DCA, knowing that there was massive congestion, that there was a massive intersection between military traffic regarding runways that were unique and required special training that they failed to provide to their pilots. The complaint against American is set out in a way that emphasizes their responsibility. All of you are familiar, of course, with the recent hearings that were conducted here in Washington by the NTSB investigating this crash. That investigation is focused on the probable cause of what happened that day. But that investigation is not as wide in scope as is necessary for the families to fully understand what American knew, when they knew it, and what they could have done to prevent it. And it is known that American had the ability, because of their notice of near misses, a massive number of near misses, that they nevertheless allowed their customers to be exposed to the dangers associated with those near misses, even though they sought additional gates, they sought additional landings and takeoffs, and they did everything possible to maximize their ability to shuttle passengers in and out of that airport. So there is that focus in the complaint on the fact that there's a corporate negligence and accountability that existed for a long time before that fateful night. Then the complaint does complain about and focuses on the conduct of the pilots that evening. And I know it's tough for some people to hear, but I assure you that all the lawyers associated with this case have consulted with experts of the highest caliber, integrity, and credibility who do in fact have things to say about the performance of the pilots that night that could have prevented this disaster. Whether it was associated between accepting the runway that they used, or it was associated with the 19 seconds that they had to respond to the alerts about traffic that, to the best of our knowledge from the record, were not responded to at all, and that, we believe, is a responsibility that they had that night. And I say that with all due respect to the fact that those people lost their lives as well. But had the Army done what it was supposed to do, had the FAA done what it was supposed to do, none of this would happen. And that's where, if you look in the body of the complaint, we turn to the FAA and we talk about the fact that the FAA allowed this environment to exist, knowing that there was massive congestion and these number of near misses. We turn to the FAA and their responsibility to properly provide air traffic control that was not fully provided and properly provided on that evening. And so you'll find, folks, if you review that complaint, that the records are replete with information that had people paid attention to it, people who are entrusted with the safe passage of the passengers on that flight, the 60 passengers, plus the 4 crew, plus the 3 individuals in the helicopter. This disaster, these 67 souls would never have lost their lives that evening. I would like to take the time to introduce you to Mr. Daley Crafton. Mr. Daley Crafton is the brother of Casey. Daley has been known to many of you already, and he would like to respond to a couple of the questions he's already received, and also to supply some remarks for you today.